Hi, good day. It's Tuesday. I was looking at my octopus fellas this morning. And I was like, oh, they're so cool. They're so fun. And then I kind of felt like making another one. I was like, wait, no, hold up, hold up. I still have to make the whale. The designer of these octopi fellas also has a whale pattern that I bought a while ago and I need to make. So that's what we're doing today. I was looking for my colors through my stash of chenille yarn and I was kind of struggling because I have my stash is a little strange right now, but I need to work through most, if not all, of my stash before I order new chenille yarn from Ice Yarns, because I want to order in bulk and I want to order in a way that I organize my shelf in my head before ordering and it makes sense, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So we're using whatever I have available to me. And the colors I ended up picking were matching colors. This is more like a little contrasty, right? Like a dark light situation. And they do kind of match, I guess, but they are very different colors. For this, I wanted it to be more similar, more close. I wanted it to be a dark and a light, or the other way around, or a speckle and a plain of a color. And the best solution I saw on my shelf in my not very long time of looking for it was the brown, cream speckle and tan. Body, belly. I think that will look nice. I think that will be cohesive. I think it will match and that will be fun. My alternative option that I was looking at was getting some like orangey pinks together, because I have lighter and darker ones of when I was trying to order regular orange and I kept like thinking that's orange and then it wasn't orange. But I used one of these for the tentacles on this fella and I want them to like be very different, so I didn't want the whale to match with my octopus. So we're doing the brown. The speckle yarns are slightly thinner than the solid yarns. And I noticed that this pattern calls for a 7 and an 8 millimeter hook. My yarn is thinner than the yarn they're using, so I was going to use a 6 and a 5, or a 6 and a 5.5, or a 5.5 and a 5, depending on the way it was turning out. But now I'm thinking maybe because of the size difference, I could do everything on a 5.5. Let me see for a second. Oh, no, I'm gonna have to use a 5 and a 6 and then use the 5. Yeah, okay. Because I'm doing the belly in this, and the belly is the smaller hook for this, and the body is the bigger one. So 5, 6. Figured it out. Lovely. I'm gonna get started and hopefully finish this relatively quickly. It doesn't look like it would take that long, but some of the stitches do look a little bit annoying, or like especially the belly. The belly looks like a pain, but that's what we're starting with, so maybe it'll be fine. I'll time lapse. Okay, that's 1/2 of the belly. I've learned a new technique doing this. I am confused, but it worked. The back is smooth, but the front is textured. That's new. That used more than half of the yarn skein I had for the light brown, so I am gonna run upstairs real quick and get the second one just to be sure. And because I also need to make the underside of the little fins, so I will be using more than just another half of this. This technique is really pretty, but it uses a lot of yarn. Hi, hello, it is the next day. We have some progress. First, the belly. It is done. Very interesting texture. Feels like a very dense fabric. And we have the bottom side of flippers. and the top side. I will be moving on to the next step, which I assume is putting this together. I'm not sure, I don't know. I will see now. Okay, so yesterday I ended up with the tummy, both of the fins, and one of the tail sections. I'm gonna make the second one of this now. I'm a little demotivated because the neighbors are doing like construction and stuff, and I know it's a weekday and that is the most reasonable time for them to do it, but the weekday range that they're doing it in is my weekend this week. Skill issue on my side, to be honest. I'm gonna keep going. Alright, good morning. It is time to assemble the whale. I got all of the whale parts done yesterday, and then I looked at how to assemble them and I was like, huh? So I didn't. But we have belly and fins, both types, and then we have the body, which was also in the flat, and it looks silly goofy. I'm gonna be putting the eyes on here, and then I'm gonna be figuring out how to assemble him, and then he's done. Yesterday I also started basic hexicardie while on a little walk, and I think I'll be taking that with me today when we go out. We're gonna have dinner with my boyfriend's family again. I might bring yarn to make the baby whale, or like start on it at least, but I will not be spending the entire evening doing that because that takes too many brain cells. Okay. Alright, hi, here he is. Floppy tail, little fins, little silly eyes. Technically he needs a little fin, like right here. But this is my yarn. So I'm gonna go upstairs and see if I have another one of these speckle yarns. And if I don't, he just won't have a fin. He's okay. I'll go check. Alright, I checked upstairs. I don't have any more of the speckled brown, and I don't think the dorsal fin would look good with the light brown from his tummy. So we're just gonna call him done. It's okay. He doesn't need his dorsal fin. What do you think of him? He's big. He's a big fella. Does he also sit nicely? No. These fellas sit real nice on your shoulder. He doesn't. Yeah. He takes quite a bit of stuffing, but that does make him a good little pillow. I like him. I'm gonna make the small version now, like the baby version, because I bought the pattern bundle, right? And for that one, I think I'm gonna use this dark green that I have. I have multiple of it. And this yellow that came in a dye lot that was kind of greenish, like it's definitely yellow, but it's like a muddled, gross looking yellow in my opinion. If I were to use it as just yellow, but if you match it with green, it looks good. So we're doing that, and then I think this is gonna be the tummy color, lighter color on the tummy. I'm gonna get started. Good day, good day. It is Sunday, and while out on Friday, I started on the whale. We got its little tummy, and then all 4 sections of the side fins, the small ones. I'm awake. Don't worry about it. I am awake. Now I'm gonna progress on him. Yeah. I also got some progress in on this blanket and on that cardigan that I showed you earlier, the green one, and I have that in my bag way over there, so I'm not gonna show you right now. It's like 3, 4 rows, barely any progress. It's fine. Whale time for the whale. Yes. Okay, hi, good morning. It is now Monday and I need to finish this guy. I assembled his little flipper thingy bits and I started on his body. I'm now at the part where I need to just single crochet for a few rows, and that's where I stopped last night because I was worried I was going to count wrong. It's 9:30-ish. I need to finish him before I go to my thesis meeting, because after I have another meeting, and then after that I'm going to take a nap, probably. That's 2 meetings back to back, and they're both quite important. Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. I'm kind of sad that I didn't reverse the colors. Like, I picked these 2 colors because I thought they would go decently together, and then I had them worked up next to each other, and I was like, man, I should have made the top yellow and the bottom green, and it would have been one of those little sponges, you know, like those kitchen sponges with the scratchy edge in green on the bottom. Yeah, those. But I didn't do that, so the colors are like this, and that's fine. I'm gonna work on it now. Okay, there he is, such a little guy. The colors worked better than I was expecting, honestly. I like this combination. He's a little guy. Since I didn't have the yarn left over to put a dorsal fin on the big fella, I'm not putting him on the small fella either, because they need to match, right? And I think if I were to crochet around his little eyes to give him the eyelids like this, you wouldn't be able to see his eyes anymore, like at all. So I'm gonna leave it like this. He's done. So here we have the big fella and the little fella for comparison. They, yeah, really downscaled him. Again, I like this pattern, just like the octopus. I like it. Good pattern designer. I recommend it. Worth the money. I am more positive about this one than I am about the octopus, mainly because the downscaled version doesn't look derpy. See, like, okay, this is not at all a judgment on the pattern designer, by the way. They did a great job downscaling the pattern. I'm very impressed that they even put in the effort to try and do that. But because the tentacles on the octopus pie, they're not next to me right now. I forgot. I cleaned up. I put them away. The tentacles on the little octopus are just shorter. But because you're using the same yarn and stuff, they're still wide. And it makes him look a little bit disproportionate. But this fella, everything is scaled down. Like, his flippers were possible to scale down. His tail fin is properly scaled down. And then it's just his body, smaller and less wide. Which is great. He looks fantastic. I love him. They're amazing. I'm gonna have a photo shoot for them soon, and then hopefully if someone wants them, I can make more in the future. But for now, this is them. I'm gonna get ready to go to class and stuff and think about what I'm doing this week, because it's Monday and I gotta do something new. Goodbye, little fellas.